Sharkie Gamer here, and welcome to another PlayStation VR video. So in today's video, we'll be playing London Heist. This is another game from the VR Worlds package, and London Heist is actually quite a cool game. It's a very story-centered game, so we're only going to be playing a small little chunk, so not to spoil the story for any of you guys that actually want to experience this for yourself, but we're going to have a bit of fun and play a short level of it. So let's go. So today we're going to play the London Heist. This is part of VR Worlds. Let's play. So we're going to play with the two motion controllers. And we're just going to play a segment of the story. So you got the tutorial, got the story, and you've also got the shooting range. Shooting range allows you to shoot things, targets, different challenges, that type of thing. But we're going to play the Getaway, which is one of the story levels. If I can get to it, there we go. So we're going to play the Getaway. The main reason is I don't want to spoil any of the story. The London Heist story is actually quite interesting, and it's quite a cool overall experience, even though it is a bit short. So I decided I'll just play the Getaway, give you a short taste of it, so if there's some guys out there that you want to experience this on your own, well then I won't be spoiling the story for you. So, let's just play the Getaway. Pretty cool, the bullets that fly around here in the menu while you're waiting. They go right into you, it seems like. Outskirts of London. So this segment is taken place in a vehicle.
You lit that place up like a fucking Christmas tree. You one ruthless little bastard. I'm proud of you. Boy, keep your eyes peeled.
So as you can see, we're in a van with this guy here. You can play with multiple things in the van. The air vents, you can play with the radio. Open this up. You can take ammo, you can take your cup, and using the microphone. So, it's pretty cool. You can open the door. You can close it.
No claims done. Here, make yourself useful.
How we get to shoot some bad guys.
Hit the tank. Give us some fire.
And it's really cool loading, because reloading this game, you take this and you put it in, and it's really cool. Shooting is actually quite satisfying. Aiming feels really natural. You can aim pretty naturally too. So I guess if you're bad at aiming, you probably won't be good at aiming in this game. Really satisfying shooting. It's pretty cool. All the slow motion in there.
Fuck me, mate, that was close. We're too fucking close.
Shooting in this game really feels good.
Fucking alarm. Someone don't feel it. Just don't fucking feel it.
And it's cool how you can grab things too.
Alarm sorted 100%. He fucking lied to us. He's clearing ranks. Look what happened to French Tony. He's fucking mugging us off. He never thought we'd get the diamond. He thought we'd be fucking dead by now. Fuck.
So this is part of the story which won't make much sense to you guys, but I kind of just wanted to give you a sneak peek of the shooting without having to worry too much about the story.
Serena. We got Frank's beloved
But
Serena.
he seems to scale, like when you look at him. And look at that nice diamond.
So when he comes to get her, I'm gonna fucking kill him.
So yeah guys, that was London Heist. That was the getaway mission. I kind of just wanted to show you that because you can get to see the shooting. I was kind of playing around with some objects in the game. It's overall pretty cool, but I didn't want to show too much. Just to be... So if you guys want to play the game, you're not going to be spoiled the story. As short as this experience is, it's kind of best experience yourself while you're actually playing in VR. So that was London Heist. And the reason I gave you just a short little look at London Heist was because London Heist isn't that long to begin with. It's maybe like a half-an-hour experience. You play one of the gangsters, you go through its story, and there's a lot of story kind of components for it, and you kind of just follow along, go from scene to scene, and there's a couple of cool things in it. I chose the getaway mission to show gameplay of because I figured it didn't show much story. You're just really shooting bad guys, you know, you're shooting a van, you're shooting bikers, everything like that. But it shows how you can pick up things in the game and how you can pick up the gun and reload and everything like that. And that is really apparent in the game, but there are some levels where you're just looking at characters talking, and they're just giving you objects, and you're kind of picking them up and looking at them, maybe interacting in different ways depending what they are, but it's mostly just following along the story. It's an on-rails experience. You don't move. You're either in the van shooting, or you're at a tavern talking to them, or you're sitting somewhere else talking to one of the other gangsters, or you're doing a heist, so you're like in this like study type thing, solving puzzles. But there's a lot of story that goes along with that. So I don't want to really spoil the story for you, as well as the multiple endings, which that's up to you to find out. If you guys have VR and you want to play this game, it is well worth playing. The story is actually quite cool. It is, I would say, it's sort of one of those kind of things where you play it, you're really enjoying it, it's getting really good, and then just as it's starting to get good, it ends. So it's one of those things that we kind of hope that this comes and becomes like a full game. Like maybe the developers say, hey, people like London Heist, let's make a full game out of it. This would be a cool thing to make a full game out of it. It's kind of shown that yes, you know, it can stand on its own. It's actually quite a cool experience. It feels really good to shoot with the Move controllers. It feels pretty accurate when you're aiming around, and also using the Move controllers to pick up things. You're just using this trigger button here, the bottom trigger here, to pick up things. So you're literally like picking things up like this, and then pressing this button to drop them, and then you're just shooting like a gun. So it's pretty cool. It works really well. I mean, overall, it's a pretty cool experience. This game, hands down, would be one of the better experiences on the VR Worlds disc. So this would be highly recommended to play if you have VR Worlds, or if you're not sure if you want to buy VR Worlds. This is one of the reasons why you want to get VR Worlds, to experience London Heist. The one thing that I didn't really like in these games, and I've noticed it a lot with VR games, where you just have the floating hands. So you have like gloved hands, they're just kind of floating there, you've got no arms, you look down, you've got no really body, you've just got like floating hands. And I know developers are doing this to make it easier to do certain things in VR, so if you cross hands it doesn't go all wonky and weird, but the games that have given a body are just really cool. It's more immersive to me, at least I find, when you look down and you see you've got a body and you've actually got arms attached to your hands, not just two floating hands. When you see two floating hands, I find it breaks that immersion a little bit. It's like, oh yeah, I know I'm in VR. See, I've got two floating hands. I don't have any body attached to it. So I find that the games that don't include a body, I notice more than the games that they do include a body. If they include a body, it's like, hey, that's pretty cool. And you don't notice it too much. The games that don't, it's like, huh, I'm actually missing a body when you're looking down. You're like, oh, I don't have arms. So I kind of wish they included a body. Another thing is, I kind of wish that they let you move around. This game is a very on-rails experience, and I think it would be much cooler if they did a gangster game like this, but let you move around. Like, I know a lot of people get motion sickness from VR, but really it just comes down to getting used to VR. Like, once you're used to VR, the majority of people won't get motion sickness anymore. So it's like, get used to VR, and you won't get motion sickness. And the people that do, you know, start with something small and work your way up. But I wish London Heist was a game that actually you could move around in. It would be so cool to not just be sitting there, just doing nothing, picking up things and just messing around while the characters talk to you, when you could be walking around, looking at things, picking up environments, or whatever the case may be. But I just wish you could move around in this game. Furthermore, this game has done a couple of cool little things that I've noticed. That this is the first VR game that I played that actually did this. There's two areas in this game. The first one, you're in a tavern and you pick up a cigar. Now the VR headset has a microphone underneath the visor part of it. So you pick up the cigar in the game, and if you go to suck on the cigar base, so, you know, like breathe into it, you see the embers on the end of the cigar kind of light up, and when you exhale and you blow out, the smoke comes out of the cigar. So you can sit there kind of like pretending to smoke a cigar, and you're having smoke going out. You can kind of blow smoke into the other characters' faces while they're talking to you. If you want to kind of be, you know, joking around and not taking what they're saying seriously, you can go and just blow it into their face. It's pretty funny, but it's a quite cool use of the microphone, because that's what it's using. It kind of detects when you're breathing in and when you're breathing out, and it kind of triggers that animation. And it did this also in the car. I think it triggered when I was playing in this gameplay. When you pick up that cup and you kind of go to like suck on the straw, then it kind of makes a kind of like straw sucking, like you're getting liquid out of the cup. And that's again coming from the microphone. So you go into like breathe in, or like just make it like a sucking motion, and the microphone picks it up, and of course it triggers that sound and that kind of animation in the game, which is a pretty cool use of that microphone. I'd like to see maybe a horror game use that microphone, sort of like London Heist did, but instead it's like you have to make a noise to distract them, or you gotta like stay quiet when they're right next to you, or hold your breath, or something like that, which would be really cool. But overall, London Heist is quite a cool experience, and like I said, it is one of the better experiences. And it's on rails, so you don't have to worry about getting motion sickness. You probably won't get any motion sickness in this game. It's pretty easy to get used to. It's one of the early games you can start in and kind of build your immunity up to VR in it. But it's a pretty good game, and it's definitely one of the reasons to get VR Worlds. It's one of the big reasons to buy this package here, because it includes London Heist. And I really hope that they make a full game of it one day, or something similar to it at least. So yeah, guys, that was London Heist. I'm Sharkie Gamer. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to keep an eye out for my other videos. I will have the next VR Worlds video, which will be Scavenger's Odyssey, which is like a space type game. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be up very soon. Thanks again for watching, guys.